Title: My wife threw a surprise party for her promotion. My parents toasted her. To the real breadwinner and wonderful daughter-in-law. Everyone cheered. I stood in silence. Later, my wife handed me a t-shirt. The loser of the house. The next morning, when she went to work, her boss urgently called her into his office, and then she messaged me, 99 times after realizing. Chapter 1. The night she won alone. The living room was bathed in gold light from the "Congrats, Jen" banner. Laughter ricocheted off the walls, champagne glasses clinking like bells of victory. It wasn't my victory. My wife, Jen, stood at the center, radiant, her new department head grinning beside her. My parents were front and center, lifting their glasses. To the real breadwinner and wonderful daughter-in-law, my father boomed. Everyone cheered. I stayed seated, my smile tight, my fingers gripping the edge of the table. Later, as the guests thinned out, Jen found me in the kitchen. She tossed something onto the counter. A t-shirt, white with bold black letters. The loser of the house. Her smirk lingered a little too long. It's a joke, lighten up. I folded it neatly, slid it into the drawer without a word, and thought, if she wants a show, I'll give her one she'll never forget. Chapter 2. Quiet steps in the dark. I didn't sleep much that night. Not because of the t-shirt or the toast or the laughter that still rang in my ears. It was because I'd seen something during the party that no one else had noticed. When my father had been raising his glass, Jen's phone lit up on the counter behind her. A message from someone labeled simply R. It read, "Congrats, babe. Wish I could be there. Last night was unforgettable." She'd picked it up, swiped it away, and turned her attention back to the guests. Too quickly. The next morning, she left early for work, humming as if nothing had happened. I waited 5 minutes before picking up my phone and making 2 calls. One to a friend in IT who owed me a favor. Another to a private investigator I'd used once before, back when I thought my business partner was skimming off the top. By noon, I had access to Jen's work calendar, her personal email, and her text logs. By 3 p.m., I knew who R was, her direct supervisor, married, 2 kids, and the keynote speaker at the upcoming corporate gala. That night, I didn't confront her. I poured her wine, asked about her day, and even complimented her dress. She smiled, thinking she'd won. But I'd already begun building the stage where her entire world would come crashing down. Chapter 3. Setting the trap. For the next week, I played the part of the oblivious, supportive husband. I cooked dinner, asked about her meetings, and nodded as she bragged about her upcoming promotion celebration at the gala. She had no idea that while she was talking, I was recording every word. Not because I needed the recordings for evidence, though they'd help, but because I wanted her own voice to narrate her downfall. My friend in IT fed me a steady drip of her emails, flirtatious exchanges, after-hours meeting invites with no other attendees, hotel confirmations sent to her personal Gmail, even a receipt for champagne and strawberries at a downtown suite, time-stamped the night before her promotion party. The private investigator did one better. Photos, hand-holding at a conference, a kiss in the parking lot, and the damning shot, her keycard opening his hotel room at midnight and leaving just before sunrise. I bundled everything into a single encrypted drive. Then I drafted an anonymous email. Recipients: HR director, the company's CEO, the boss's wife. Subject line: professional conduct concern. Please review before the gala. I didn't hit send. Not yet. The gala was 5 days away. 5 days for her to keep smiling, completely unaware that every step she took toward that stage was a step closer to her public collapse. And I had one more twist to prepare. Something personal for me. Chapter 4. The gala night. The hotel ballroom glittered like a jewelry box. Crystal chandeliers poured light over tables draped in white linen, each set with silverware polished to a mirror shine. My wife swept in wearing a red satin gown, the kind that made cameras click. Her boss was already there, standing too close, whispering something in her ear that made her laugh like a schoolgirl. I stayed in the shadows at first, She didn't expect me here. She'd forgotten to give me an invite, claiming the event was employees only. That worked in my favor. If she didn't know I was here, she wouldn't suspect what was coming. The room buzzed with polite conversation and the faint clink of champagne glasses. A string quartet played something elegant, almost masking the rapid beat of my own heart. At 8 o'clock sharp, the MC tapped the microphone. Tonight, we honor the brightest talents of our company. Please welcome our star, the one and only Jennifer Collins. She stepped onto the stage, the applause swelling like a wave. Her boss joined her, arm brushing against hers, their shared smile almost intimate. Perfect. While the first words of her speech filled the room, I slipped to the back, opened my phone, and pressed send on that email I'd been saving. Within seconds, I saw it. Phone screens lighting up across the audience. The HR director froze mid-sip. The CEO's jaw tightened, and the boss's wife, seated near the front, leaned forward, her face going pale as she scrolled. Jennifer hadn't noticed yet, but she was about to. Chapter 5. The Unraveling. Halfway through her speech, Jennifer's phone, set to vibrate, buzzed against the podium. She glanced down, just for a second, and her confident smile cracked like thin ice. She scrolled once, twice, her lips parted. The crowd's polite attention began to fracture as a ripple of murmurs spread. People leaned toward each other, whispering. Some pulled out their own phones, reading the same thing I'd just sent. A neatly packaged collection of emails, photos, and hotel receipts, time-stamped, categorized, undeniable. The CEO stood up from his table and approached the stage, his expression tight with controlled fury. Jennifer's boss turned his head toward the back of the room, scanning. Maybe he felt me watching. He didn't spot me in the shadows. From the front row, the boss's wife, now stone-faced, quietly rose and walked straight toward the stage. The music had stopped. The MC shifted nervously. Then the wife's voice rang out, sharp enough to cut through the heavy air. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems our star employee has been shining in places that aren't exactly in the job description. A gasp. Jennifer's knees bent slightly as if her legs might give out. Her boss tried to step in, but the CEO's hand shot up. Stop. Jennifer's phone slipped from her trembling fingers, clattering against the podium mic so loud it made the speakers screech. Every eye in the room was on her, and I hadn't even made my entrance yet. Chapter 6. Stepping into the light. I waited until the murmur of voices swelled to its breaking point. Then, slowly, I stepped forward from the back of the room. The click of my shoes on the hardwood echoed like a metronome in the sudden hush. People turned. Eyes widened. Jennifer's head snapped toward me, her face pale and drawn. "Mark," she breathed, almost inaudible over the silence. I stopped a few feet from the stage, keeping my voice calm, steady enough for the mic to pick up without strain. "I wasn't going to come tonight," I began. "I thought I'd let you have your moment. But since you decided to give me a title..." I reached into my jacket and pulled out the t-shirt she'd gifted me the night before. The loser of the house. A few people in the audience chuckled awkwardly, not sure which way this was going. I held it up for everyone to see. "She called me this," I said. "But here's what she didn't tell you. The only reason she's standing here is because I helped cover the fraud she and her boss committed. Tonight, that fraud became public, and as of this morning, her accounts are frozen, her contract is terminated, and she's under investigation." Gasps. Someone dropped their champagne glass. I stepped closer, lowering my voice, just enough to make people lean in. "Oh. And Jennifer?" I tossed the shirt at her feet. "You're going to need this now." The CEO gave a sharp nod to security. Two men in dark suits moved toward the stage. Her boss was already being guided toward the exit by his wife, who looked as if she'd been waiting years for this. Jennifer tried to speak, but the words never came. She just stood there, frozen, her carefully constructed life collapsing in front of everyone she'd hoped to impress. And me? I walked out without looking back. Chapter 7. The aftermath unfolds. By morning, My phone was already buzzing. Not from Jennifer, but from people sending me clips of last night's chaos. There she was, in perfect HD, standing under the event lights, with that frozen smile plastered on her face while security closed in. The video was everywhere. Instagram reels, LinkedIn gossip threads, even a trending hashtag, #HouseLoser. Her calls started before sunrise. The first few were frantic. Then came the texts. "Mark, please, we need to talk. This is all a misunderstanding. You've ruined everything. Do you even realize what you've done to me?" I didn't reply. By noon, her boss had issued a carefully worded press release about internal investigations and compliance violations. By evening, Jennifer's profile had been wiped from the company website. I heard from a mutual friend that she'd gone to her parents for help. But when they realized their retirement funds had been tied into one of her side schemes and now frozen, they kicked her out. Her safety net, gone. Her reputation, shredded. Her friends, silent. I poured myself a coffee, stepped out onto the balcony, and watched the city move under the warm glow of the morning sun. For the first time in years, the air felt light. The humiliation I'd swallowed at that party was gone, replaced by something sharper, cleaner. Justice. Chapter 8. Full Circle. 3 days later, a package arrived at my doorstep. No return address, just my name in that familiar, looping handwriting. Inside was the same t-shirt she'd handed me at her promotion party. The loser of the house. I smiled. Carefully, I folded it back up and slipped it into a new gift box, along with a printed screenshot of the viral video, complete with the top comment. "From breadwinner to unemployed in 12 hours. Karma's speed run." On the card, I wrote only 4 words. "Winner takes the house." I had already signed the papers. The condo was mine now, fully in my name. Her name wasn't on a single asset left in her life. That night, I dropped the package at her parents' address. A neighbor later told me they watched her open it on the porch, her hands trembling, face pale. She didn't cry. Not then. She just stood there, staring at the shirt, as if it was the last bridge between the life she thought she had and the one she now faced. For me, it was closure. I didn't need to see her fall any further. Her life was now a t-shirt in a box, a joke she thought would break me, returned as the final proof that I'd already won. And as I closed the door that night, I realized something. Sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't the grand spectacle. It's leaving them with nothing, but the memory of underestimating you. Was this revenge perfectly justified? Tell us what you think about this story in the comments below. Like the story. If you think this story is justified, share it with someone who needs this energy. And subscribe to Lauren's Story for more jaw-dropping tales of betrayal and justice, because here, every lie has its reckoning, and every betrayal finds its shadow. Stay sharp, stay strong, and stay tuned